talked all night, all day, all week about the Denver Broncos' speed of their defense. There you see the three guys lined up outside. Williams takes the outside. Look at how many people get to Jamal Lewis. 8 defensive Broncos on a run that's only 3 yards. Jamal now starts out to the outside. All of a sudden, look at everybody. Again, 7 of them surrounding the ball. That's why when a ball comes out like it did with McNair, you're surprised that it winds up back in the offense's hand.
What's different about this defense this year compared to last year?
Familiarity. Larry Coyer was a new system for him. You had younger guys. You know, John Lynch, another year in the system. Nick Ferguson, another year. Comfort and familiarity. Remember, last year they added all the defensive linemen, which was their problem a year ago. Got all those guys from Cleveland, basically. Now they're more comfortable with the system and one another.
Yeah, Lang, Myers, Warren, Ekubon, Courtney Brown not in.
Kennard Lang.
Mark Clayton in motion. 3-man rush. Clayton catches and goes down very quickly.
All you need to do is watch what Mark Clayton did on that reception, and it tells you the swarming awareness that a receiver has. He catches this ball, one guy comes at him, makes him spin around, and he protects himself from the horde that's coming at him.
How much different is that than the Baltimore defense? We see the same thing with Baltimore.
Exactly.
They go to the ball in the same way. You're watching the same defense on both teams.
Sam Cook to kick. .54 yards. Darren Williams pushed back to the 32. Flag down as Williams is taken out of the sideline at the 48-yard line. So what would have been very good field position likely will be negated by this flag.
I've resisted all game saying "you send me" by Sam Cook. I can no longer resist. I know I should have. I can no longer.
Just don't sing it. He spelled differently. He spelled K-O-C-H, pronounced Cook.
I didn't know that.
This guy
Further return, holding 40 of the return team. 10-yard penalty, first down.
That's on Jerome Cox. Tony, we have a lot of rosters up here.
I should probably
check the
look
spelling
at
of the kickers.
them. Should I not?
Yeah. Jake Plummer has flat out struggled tonight. Can he find it on this drive and get the Broncos the lead?
On each offensive play, the quarterback will hand the ball off for a running play or pass the ball. There are a number of different patterns that his receivers will run in order to elude the defense. Here are some of the more common pass patterns or pass routes. A square out is when a receiver begins by running 10 yards straight upfield, then quickly changes direction by running to the sideline. The quarterback times the pass, leading the receiver towards the sideline and making the completion before his receiver steps out of bounds. A curl is usually run by a wide receiver, where he will run about 8 to 12 yards up the field, then turn quickly or curl back towards the quarterback, running several steps back before catching the pass. A hook or button hook is similar to the curl, but is a shorter route of 5 to 8 yards that is usually run by a tight end. With a slant pass, the receiver runs straight for 5 to 8 yards before cutting left and across the middle of the field before being met with the pass.
No stranger to this area. Rick Neuheisel, Colorado quarterback, I should say head coach from 1994 through 1998 for the Buffs in Boulder. Talking with the offense on the sideline as Ray Lewis and the defense bring it back out to the 24. No place to go in this 3-3 game. Here's Michelle Tafoya.
Well, I'm with a familiar face here in Denver, the Nuggets star forward Carmelo Anthony. He was born and raised in Baltimore, though. I'm not sure who you're cheering for here today. Who is it?
You know, I got to go for the Ravens right now. You know, but I'm here in Denver. I support the Broncos also. They support us, so you know it's kind of going hand in hand out here now.
I think you just broke a bunch of Denver Nuggets fans' hearts if you're not going to cheer for the Broncos.
I've been cheering for both teams though. When the Baltimore Ravens do something good, I cheer. When the Broncos do something good, I cheer.
All right, more with you in just 1 second.
Yeah, it's all even. It's 3-3. Here's Plummer setting up the screen. Haven't seen many flat-out screens. Bell 2 yards shy of the first down, tackled by Franklin. Back to Michelle.
Well, you were raised in Baltimore, as I mentioned, and there was a youth center there that was really important in your growing up. You spent a lot of time there. It was a safe haven for kids, and then it got closed down. So what are you doing in response?
You know, I'm about to open up the Carmelo Anthony Youth Center. back in Baltimore. You know, like you said, when I was growing up, I had a rec center. I was in there every day. They closed it down. And unfortunately, I'm in a position right now where I can make a lot of decisions, do some things for the kids, you know, around my neighborhood. And I think it's going to be a great idea.
One more question after the play.
Okay, Michelle, it's 3rd and short. And Jake's going to throw for it and get the first down with Javon Walker across the 40 or to the 40-yard line. So they'll keep the drive alive, Michelle.
All right, last thing for you. You start your preseason tomorrow. What's going on?
We play a team from Turkey tomorrow. I don't know nothing about it. We just gonna go out there, you know, get ready. We was in Durango in the mountains. It was 7,000, you know, feet above sea level. So I think we're in shape. I hope we're in shape, and we just getting ready.
Good luck, Carmelo. Thanks.
Appreciate that.
He's rooting for Baltimore, Mike.
Yeah, from Baltimore. I know those folks are happy about Carmelo. Led Syracuse to the national championship and set a couple of good seasons with our buddy George Karl. And we'll see the Nuggets a bunch on ESPN when the NBA season starts beginning of next month. Running right into the arms of Justin Bannon is Bell, gain of 2.
Love the fact that he said we're playing a team from Turkey, don't know much about them.
Well, he should have said we're playing a bunch of turkeys. but that's another. So, you know, I was looking at the score, 3-3. I mean, that could be 2 possessions in the NBA. And here we are deep in the 3rd quarter. But this is a good football game.
Could be the ACLS, too.
After the gain of 2, 2nd and 8. And Plummer's throw is caught by Rod Smith, tackled by McAllister, a yard shy of the first down.
Jake Plummer is throwing the ball with a lot more decisiveness on this series. He's getting it out of his hands. He's planting his foot. He took 2 steps when he tried to get it down the field to Rod Smith. Now he's stepping up better. Does he make the catch? Does the ball hit the ground? Doesn't look like it. Looks like he caught the football.
Looks like it was a pretty good catch. It was tangled by McAllister's knee as he tried to grab it.
Back to your point earlier we were talking about in the first half. It's not easy to throw in these conditions. You can do it. You're not going to throw it like you do on a dry, sunny day.
Cecil Sapp has checked into the game for the Broncos. Jake rolling and throwing to Walker. First down for Javon. Rolls left and throws with great comfort.
See how easy it is to get the fans back? You complete 2 or 3 in a row, and then we don't have to talk about Jay Cutler as the next great quarterback. But this is how, you know this as a quarterback. In a tight game like this, the fans begin to get the scent of a couple of plays and getting into the end zone, and they think one touchdown is going to win it. If Plummer leads him down here, he's a hero. If he gets an interception, he's a bum. That's the life of a quarterback, is it not?
Yep.
Will pump as he rolled out and slides down. Essentially, there's no gain on the play as it was touched down by Adelius Thomas. Well, Chris McAllister, the great cover corner on the other side with so much attention on Champ Bailey. There's another pretty darn good one on the field tonight, Joe.
You see him go up and make the play. Champ Bailey and Chris McAllister, very physical, 6'1", guys that can jump. Great football awareness. They know where they are on the field. They see the quarterback. They turn their hips well. They can accelerate to the ball. They play the ball well in the air. We've seen that happen with each of them this evening.
Second and 10, toss to Tatum Bell. Cecil Sapp was out there to block, couldn't get the block, and Ed Reed and company closed the deal. Loss of a couple of yards. 3rd and long coming up here, Susie.
Guys, you're talking about Chris McAllister. He uses a technique that all of us frequent travelers can relate to. He says he keeps his eyes on the luggage. In this case, guys like Rod, Javon, they're his luggage tonight. He said pre-snap, Jake is his priority. Keep your eye on the quarterback, but as soon as the ball is snapped, it's back to his receiver, back to the luggage. He said you can't be looking at Jake when your luggage is getting lost or running down the field.
Sounds like a report from somebody who lost their luggage earlier this week.
Yeah, Susie, you're comfortable with that, aren't you?
3rd and 11. They need to get to the 31 for a first down. In and out of the hands of Walker, incomplete. Samari roll, and he's not an easy guy to throw at either on that other corner. Brings up 4th down.
With a game of this type, the first downs that the Broncos got were very, very important because now you play the field position game. You back the Ravens up. The Ravens going 80, 70 yards for a touchdown highly unlikely in this game. So you continue to...
They haven't even gone 12 yards.
You
for a touchdown.
continue to play the field position game. Now, you just can't kick this in the end zone. You have to kick it out inside the 20.
Ernster pinned New England back 4 different times inside the 20. Able to get that one off. Sams with the fair catch at the 13-yard line. Just to clean up, Todd Sauerbrunn, the 3-time Pro Bowler, has been suspended for a banned supplement ephedra before camp that he used. That suspension ends after this game.
On each offensive play, the quarterback will hand the ball off for a running play or pass the ball. There are a number of different patterns that his receivers will run in order to elude the defense. Here are some of the more common pass patterns or pass routes. In a post route, the wide receivers run straight down the field and then cuts toward the goalpost, sometimes using the hash marks painted on the field as a guide. The quarterback times a long pass, usually 40 to 50 yards, slightly beyond the receiver, in hopes that the receiver outruns his defender and catches the ball in stride towards the end zone. A streak or fly route is a 20 to 40-yard pass pattern where the wide receiver runs straight down the field, usually trying to beat his defender in a one-on-one matchup. A swing route is designed for a running back. After lining up as if he will take a handoff, he instead runs towards the sideline. The quarterback times his pass to reach the running back near the sideline as he turns to run up the field.
The Euro 2008 qualifiers on ESPN. The road to Austria and Switzerland continues, and only a few will conquer a spot in the most important event in European football. On Wednesday, seeking to stay at the top of Group D, the Czech Republic clash against the Republic of Ireland. On Thursday, great action from Amsterdam. The Netherlands will try to get all 3 points against Albania. Wednesday, Czech Republic, Ireland, and Thursday, Netherlands, Albania. Live only on ESPN.
Field goal in the first by Matt Stover. Field goal in the second by Jason Elam. Punts, turnovers, cold, rain, and a lot of noise in between.
Two defenses knocking the living daylights out of the offense.
Baltimore takes over at its own 4-2. Four first down throws this half. Todd Heap. 1 yard. Nick Ferguson the tackle. We're seeing great defenses tonight. Great defenses over the era of the National Football League. Go back to Eller and the Purple People Eaters, Lambert, Green, Greenwood, and the Steel Curtain. The Doomsday defense, Jones, Martin, White. The Monsters of the Midway 2, Singletary, and of course the Bears championship defense. The Ravens in 2000. Remember, the Ravens offense didn't score a touchdown in 5 games. Still, this team went to and won the Super Bowl with Ray Lewis leading the charge. And now the Baltimore defense in that neighborhood again here in 2006, and Denver making its claim early on in the season. Jamal Lewis runs it, pulled down by Michael Myers and Al Wilson.
The only one that didn't have a nickname in that bunch were the Baltimore Ravens. I want to call them the Baltimore Bullies.
These guys.
Yeah, these guys should be called the Baltimore Bullies. They need a nickname. Start printing the T-shirts.
What would you call Denver? Denver's just as good?
Really good.
Of course, Denver fans are saying, wait a minute, don't forget the Orange Crush defense that we had for many years here.
And then you have
the Bad Boys.
Here's one. Chicago this year as well. Those are the 3 best defenses.
The Bad Boys in blue.
That's too long for a nickname, Joe.
All right. Bad blue.
3rd and 5 against a 4-man rush underneath to the tight end, Dan Wilcox. First down, kept it alive as Foxworth brings him down to the 28. Good job by the 4th-year man out of Appalachian State, converted wide receiver who's caught a couple of touchdowns this year.
What great defenses do is they make you earn every yard that you're going to get, and also they make you use a lot of plays. And percentages say if you use a lot of plays, you'll make a mistake somewhere. And so that's what the great defenses do. They set themselves up for the opportunity for the turnover.
Winding down toward the end of the 3rd quarter. Jamal Lewis, who's carried it 15 times tonight, stopped with a gain of 1, and that'll get us to the 4th quarter. Nothing in the 3rd.
Ray Luce made the comment.
No hits, no runs, no errors.
End of 3. 3-3.
October 9, and on this day in 1993, top Australian jockey Ken Russell died after being critically injured in a fall at Rosehill Racecourse in Sydney. 42-year-old Russell was one of Sydney's leading jockeys and had ridden more than 100 winners. October 9 was also the day basketball superstar Charles Barkley collapsed during the Phoenix Suns team training camp when his legs went numb. Barkley fell to the floor during sprint training and stayed there for 30 minutes before teammates helped him to the locker room. Also on this day, Australia's Michael Klim broke the 100 metres butterfly world record, coming home in a time of 52.15 seconds. And Swedish golfer Annika Sorenstam, who in 2003 became the first woman in 58 years to compete in a PGA Tour event, celebrates her birthday on this day, October 9.
Anyway, that's the control room. A lot of chaos there, but it all looks good when it comes out in the show, actually, thanks to those people. Then over here in the digital center is our highlight screening area. So that's where we get all the games that are played that night, down in a 90-second or 2-minute clips or whatever you're going to see on SportsCenter right now. This hallway, it runs between, both rooms. If you want to get from the control room to the screening, then this is the hallway you'd take. Questions or anything? I can answer whatever you want about the place. Nothing?
Hit it on the head, fellas. Everybody's talked about them all week. You want respect in life, you go take it. You earn it. Yes, we earn it by go hitting them in the mouth all night long. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Come on.
A little sense from the 7-time Pro Bowler John Lynch of what it feels and sounds like to be a part of this 3-3 game as we begin the fourth quarter.
Here's what I want to know. Who makes those microphones? They are holding up great. That company is a stock big company.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers could use that kind of leadership right now.
Lynch, the former Buck, there for their Super Bowl. Out of the timeout, we begin with second down, and Mike Anderson, the former Bronco, running with a purpose across the 39-yard line. First down, Nick Ferguson made the tackle as the quarter begins.
He gained a lot of yards here in this ballpark. It's good for him to keep gaining them, coming back with another team.
So it's the fourth quarter, and Steve McNair, whose numbers aren't eye-popping numbers when you look at the total numbers for the year, pretty good in the fourth quarter, and especially when the game has come down to you must score on the drive to win, and it has the last 2 weeks.
And his teammates believe in him. That's the key. They believe in him, and he's produced.
Anderson again, and Mike Anderson gets himself another first down. Trevor Price is returning, a former Bronco in this game, playing for Baltimore, as is Anderson. And Anderson was less vocal during the week about his return. As mentioned, he was a free agent, had very productive years here. Watching him follow Terrell Davis with the mile-high salute over the years just sticks in your mind. 1,000-yard back, and Mike Anderson with a lot of meaning personally for this game tonight.
This is what happens with a big offensive line and a smaller, quick defense. You keep them out on the field for a while, they lose their effectiveness. Your size starts to dominate.
Joe, you're going with momentum every time the other team gets the ball.
Sure. That's what it is. It's a game of momentum.
Running out of two tights. Here's Anderson again. And he takes it to the 46-yard line. Al Wilson made the tackle.
Mentioned this earlier in the game that I thought Brian Billick was the most fortunate guy in the NFL because of Steve McNair landing in his lap. Billick talked to us the other day about meetings he had with Steve Bisciotti, the owner, and Ozzie Newsome, the general manager. They would take 4 and 5 hours at a time, whether or not they wanted Billick back, whether or not he wanted to come back at that point. After this play, I'll tell you what Billick said about those meetings.
Last 3 plays have been Mike Anderson runs of 10, 10, and 4. Only one receiver here. Maybe play action time. Straight drop McNair. Hit as he delivers downfield for Heap. Incomplete.
Getting back to the story, as I said, the meetings are 4 and 5 hours long, and Billick said some of it was so raw after these discussions, I would say to them, you guys know I'm sitting in the same room with you, right? Because you were taking some big chunks out of me. He would go home and talk to his wife, and she would say, they can't talk to you like that. And Brian said, I said, honey, they're saying the same things you've been saying to me for years. And she said, yeah, but I'm your wife. Billick wanted to stay. He wanted to be a 12 or 13-year coach with Baltimore, like Mike Shanahan is with Denver.
McNair to Jamal Lewis, dropped it, 4th down.
Gotta have that one, Joe.
You do.
Gotta have that one.
There's no guarantee.
He wasn't going to get the first down.
No guarantee he's going to get the first down.
Al Wilson's standing right there. He ain't going anywhere.
But, Mike, the other thing, we mentioned this about the Denver Broncos. Now, all of a sudden, the Ravens have accomplished a couple, 3 first downs. All of a sudden, you back the Broncos up. You put your defense back out on the field. You play the percentages. One score.
Wilson was on the inside. You saw Ian Gold from that angle. He was there as well. Trying to punch to the sideline. Cook has it go well off the side of his foot. A shank in a game of field position. One thing you don't need is what you just got there. A 10-yard punt. Denver's defense pushed a little bit. They stopped, and the bad punt gives the Broncos good field position.
A supreme middle-order batsman and a medium-paced bowler of some repute, Steve Waugh emerged from an early crisis of confidence to become one of Australia's most successful captains. Despite winning the World Cup in 1987, Waugh was dropped from the Australian Test side 3 years later after a series of poor batting performances. He returned with a changed batting style, swapping aggression for patience in an attempt to become the complete batsman. Momentous innings would follow, propelling Waugh to the Australian captaincy in 1999. After picking up another World Cup win, Australia embarked on an unprecedented run of 16 tests and 13 one-day internationals without defeat, all under Steve Waugh's inspirational leadership. Don't miss the series, The Legends of Cricket, on ESPN.
They may be called friendlies, but the moment the ball is kicked at anger, everything changes. 5-time world champions Brazil take on Ecuador. Live Tuesday on ESPN. The road to the World Series is full of obstacles, but no one said it would be easy. Now, 2 teams face each other for a ticket to the Fall Classic, the American League Championship Series, Tuesday night, live on ESPN.
ESPN's Monday Night Football is brought to you by GMC. We are professional grade. Goodyear Triple Tread with 3 separate tread zones for peace of mind in any weather. Mortal Kombat Armageddon, one final battle. And Samsung, the official HD TV of the NFL.
These hardy fans here in Denver have sat through a night where the temperature's been under the 40s from kickoff, a rainy night, good field position for the Broncos.
That's what your helmet looks like after you've been hit by the Ravens.
After the 10-yard punt to take over the 36, Tatum Bell gains 4 yards to the 40. Joe, very small, unsexy thing, net punting, but here's a big mistake.
Decision, it shanks off the right side of his foot. They're trying to angle kick to the right when you don't need to get that creative. All you need to do is kick it high in the air, pooch it, angle it somewhere, even if they give him the ball on the 20.
Look at Billick's reaction.
It's a huge improvement. Brian just, he knows how critical every play is in this game.
Sam Cook, the rookie out of Nebraska, Mike Shanahan, he likes to get that angle so he can call his plays as he looks at his offense and then the defense. He even is in that spot during the week at practice. Tatum Bell right back into the line. Hasn't been much for Tatum other than one big carry tonight. So here we are in a close game. And Jake Plummer, for all the things we've said about Jake Plummer, look at the company he's in. I mean, John Elway, I know Marino has it, but the winning a game in a tight game or a come-from-behind situation, and this is the tight games, Elway kind of defined that over his career. And there's Jake Plummer right behind Elway.
The guy you wouldn't expect. I mean, on the other side of the field, McNair has won 2 games late so far this year. But Plummer, 27-10, games decided by 3 points or fewer is a great statistic.
You can make the argument to win any game in Arizona, it had to be a come-from-behind win during his years there. A designed run, got a block, got the first down, lost the ball, but out of bounds. It'll stay with the Broncos and be spotted at the 45-yard line.
In the course of a football game, a quarterback has to make 2 plays for you, resulting in first down. This is just student body right. Terrific job out front by the offensive line, and Jake Plummer just made one of them. Hasn't done it with his arm, but his competitiveness and his legs create opportunity. We saw him get outside on a bootleg, make a big pass to Javon Walker. Now he does the same thing with his legs to pick up a crucial first down.
And for all the talk of their small offensive lineman, the biggest guy, George Foster, the 338-pound tackle, was the one coming around to clear the path for a guy who looked like the old Jake the Snake from his Arizona State days on that play. With the fumble forward, comes back to the mark spot at the 45. Broncos in Ravens territory. 4 and change gone by in the 4th. Bell's tackled by Bart Scott, among others. Bart was banged up on the last play. Bart Scott's an amazing story. Kid from a tough section of Detroit. He really had a tough opportunity of getting out of that neighborhood because a lot of his friends have been killed. A lot of his friends died. He was able to get out, go to Southern Illinois, played safety and linebacker for 3 years there. He wasn't getting a sniff from out of that 1AA school. As a matter of fact, that was the year the Chicago Bears played their games in Champaign while they redid Soldier Field. So he was just an hour and a half away in Carbondale. But he couldn't even get his tape from the Bears scout passed around. The Ravens came to his pro testing day at Southern Illinois, signed him. He filled in for Ray Lewis last year. Star backer this year in the league. Plummer, deep ball for David Kirkus, incomplete. Chris McAllister on coverage. Hey, Susie, you got more on Bart Scott?
Well, it was funny because I called Brian Urlacher really to get his impressions on Ray Lewis, and the first thing out of his mouth was, every time he turns on the TV, he sees this guy, Bart Scott. Who is that? Well, I talked to his linebacker coach, Jeff Fitzgerald, and he told me that this guy just kept flashing so much on special teams, so much in practice, they realized he was too valuable to keep him on the sideline. He has all of the characteristics you want in a linebacker, the mindset, and just how aggressive he is on game day. It's rare to find.
Led the league in sacks coming in with 5. He was the AFC Defensive Player of the Month in September. Now defending on 3rd down. Plummer complete to Rod Smith, who, what else is new? Makes a big first down catch for the Broncos.
Sometimes when you're a quarterback and you're in a funk through a game, you get out and run and do something that gets you hit a little bit, you come out of it. Jake does a real nice job of hanging in the pocket, seeing the entire field. And what I mean by seeing the entire field, it's knowing where all the receivers are so you can get the ball out of your hand.
And again, all of this because of a mistake with the punt. If you're playing field position, you should have backed Denver all the way up inside their 20, inside their 15.
Run with Cecil Sapp right up the middle to the 28-yard line. Those of you just click it in here at 11 o'clock, it's 3-3, but it's been good defensive football. It has been hard-nosed football from 2 of the units who in September said, we are going to make our name on defense here this year. A couple of turnovers early on. The first one led to a field goal. Ravens have only given up 160 yards. The Broncos, who came into this game saying, you know, the Ravens get a lot of credit. They won the Super Bowl with defense in 2000. They got Ray Lewis. They have Ed Reed. Hey, we're pretty good on defense, too. Tonight they've shown it, as you see the stats there. There was a 10-yard punt that gave Denver good field position, has them here at the 28, and now working again up the middle with Cecil Sapp, just shy of the 25. This is a guy who played up at Fort Collins at Colorado State for 4 good years.
This is a critical down for the Baltimore Raven defense because the clock's running down to 8:30. If the Broncos can pick up a first down, they'll be able to burn almost 3 minutes off the clock. And that puts Steve McNair in a must-throw scenario like he's been in the last couple weeks. But this defense, make it tougher for him to get what he wants to. Some points at the other end.
From here, field goal 44 yards. Don't want to take a sack if you're the Broncos. They brought in Brandon Marshall, the receiver. Kirkus couldn't hang on. Incomplete as they went for Kirkus for the 4th time tonight. He went up high, couldn't bring it in.
What defense,
and appears to be shaken up for a moment.
What defense by the Baltimore Ravens. They jumped all over him, trying to come back and make a play on the ball. Nowhere to breathe. Chris McAllister.
They have Rod Smith and Javon Walker, but it's Kirkus and Brandon Marshall and Quincy Morgan who came in as a kick returners. Their other receivers. Broncos need to find a third receiving option if they want to do some of the things they've done well downfield.
We talked about special teams being important. Ed Reed almost had a shot at blocking the last punt. Ed Reed has blocked 4 kicks so far in this league. He's on the left side of your screen. He's on the left side of the formation for the Baltimore Ravens. He is really, really quick and good going after the ball.
Mike Leach snaps. Jake Plummer holds. Jason Elam, the 14th year kicker out of Hawaii, to give the Broncos the lead. To go. 6-3 Denver.
Oh, the crystal ball.
Oh, very well done, sir.
And then at the 4th, another birdie try, another long putt. He said afterwards, if you had a 12, 13, 14 footer and you didn't hit it, you felt like an idiot because the greens are so good.
Second and 11. And Grossman's going to go deep. And that pass is perfectly thrown to Berrien for the touchdown.
That was a perfect throw. I mean, that was a thing of beauty.
What's up, John? Oh, sorry, Stan. I told Stuart I'd save that for him.
Excuse me, is anyone sitting here?
I'm sorry, I'm actually, no. Go ahead.
Thank you.
They may be called friendlies, but the moment the ball is kicked at anger, everything changes. 5-time world champions Brazil take on Ecuador. Live Tuesday on ESPN.
Three field goals, all they've been able to muster in the first 52 minutes of this one. 6-3, Denver leads for the first time tonight.
Mike, in the first 7 possessions, Denver had the ball 13 minutes. In their last 2, they've had it 10 minutes.
All Ernster's kickoff to B.J. Sams, drives him back into the end zone. And Sams, who was arrested on Tuesday for DUI, second time in 14 months, but active here tonight. No return. McNair against Denver's D after this.
The PGA Tour rolls into Las Vegas this week, where a field of golfers, including big money winner Jim Furyk, tee it up for a chance at a $4 million jackpot. The pressure is on, with only 4 major tournaments left to capture one last title before the end of the year. Pull out your favorite putter and enjoy the Prize.com Open. First round Thursday on ESPN.
They may be called friendlies, but the moment the ball is kicked at anger, everything changes. 5-time world champions Brazil take on Ecuador. Live Tuesday on ESPN.
Hey, we have fun here, man.
There's quite a few personalities out there.
Smile. You never know who you're gonna run into. Oh my God.
People I enjoy playing with.
Yum, yum. Yum, yum.
The most fun.
Are you a bomber?
I like these handrails. They're very cushiony.
Mike Matusow is a lot of fun to play with, especially once you get his sense of humor.
I got big. You got little.
Some players have a certain personality. They can laugh.
There's people who want to be friendly, and there's people who are angling.
From now on, you get the silent treatment.
And I like the table to feel like there's a party atmosphere. Because I think people make
worse decisions.
The least fun person to play with is probably Phil Hellmuth.
Think there's something wrong with him?
Yes, baby, a pot.
I mean, he's a mental case.
No professional would raise me there.
I don't get to play with Phil Hellmuth much anymore because he's hardly ever at the final table.
Oh!
Before 1940 in the NFL, very few points, a lot of low-scoring games. In the last 64 years, fewest touchdowns allowed to start the season. Miami, 2001 touchdown allowed. This Broncos defense, 1 touchdown allowed. The fans at Invesco Field at Mile High, a 12th man the remainder of this game. McNair to the air, just a little screen, good room to run for Musa Smith. John Lynch really took a hard shot there as the play comes out to the 38-yard line, and Lynch might be shaken up.
We mentioned a little bit earlier how good Jake Plummer has been in close games. This is the circumstance that Steve McNair found himself in the last 2 games already, where he's produced touchdowns very late in the game. One of the people at the Ravens said that he has